Yes, here we are, got a little conversation about awakening, really. Awakening. So that's kind of what we want to do, isn't it? My theme is around dads and recovery, but the recovery part of it is the important part. If we want to be the dad that we want to be, we have to wake up. We have to wake up. And there's some key pieces in the big book that when I read them to people and go over them with people, they're like, holy shit, I didn't see this. One of them is right in How It Works. We read it all the time in the big book. I think it goes like this, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Wow, that's how powerful is that? We beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us have tried to hold on to our old ideas. And the result was nil until we let go absolutely. And I think it just blows right by most people. What are we talking about? Old ideas. Old ideas, about yourself, about life, I'll tell you some of my old ideas. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough, I'm not worthy. Crazy ideas, that life is against me in some way. These are old ideas that, I came into recovery with and held on to for so many years. I have to fight to get my way and, need to control and all of that. And these old ideas that I can't let go of them on my own. I can't just say, okay, that's it. I'm going to let go of them. There's more. And one of the things that Bill did it when he wrote this, when he explained to us that we were powerless, not over just the drug or the alcohol, the behavior, but that we were powerless over our thinking and our old ideas. And he explains that we were selfish and self-centered. This is later on page 62 or 3. He says we were selfish and self-centered, and that we were driven. Now we were driven into this selfishness and self-centeredness, right, by 100 forms of fear, 100 forms of self-delusion, 100 forms of self-seeking, 100 forms of self-pity. And most of us, we come to this and we say, oh yeah, I get it. Okay, I can see my fears, and it's amazing to watch when people wake up to their, oh my God, that's just a fear. That's not real. But we don't see often, or even talk about it in the rooms, self-delusion. Self-delusion, what is that? That's our old ideas. We're deluded by either, in my case, both of these visions of grandeur. Or we're deluded by visions of tragedy or trauma or things that are going to fall apart. And so we're catastrophizing, and it's delusion. We're deluded. And so how do we deal with that? And I'm not going to talk so much right now about self-seeking and self-pity, but just, or even the fear, the self-delusion and the old ideas. We've got to become aware of these things, and this takes work. We become aware of it and we surrender them. Otherwise they run our life. They run our life. Often we find ourselves, we've got these old ideas from our dad or our mom, when we were children, and so they're integrated into the system. And Jung had said to Roland Hazard, that for those of us that were deeply embedded, had these old ideas deeply embedded, we can't let go of them, and on our own. So we have to turn them over to this power greater than ourselves. That, we can call a number of things. We can call it God, we can call it Jesus, you can call it universal intelligence, consciousness. I don't think this power that's greater than us cares what we call it. We just need to become aware of it. And then, like it says in the big book, this power, one of the concepts that Bill uses is this power is our new employer, and that all we have to do is stay close to him and perform his work well. And he takes care of all of our needs, So we're literally in the moment. Where can I be close to this power? By being present, by consciously being present through prayer, and through service, through vulnerability in our conversation, through being in our breath, being in our feet, consciously walking, being, for me, on my motorcycle. I need to be present on my motorcycle. So, and that is my spiritual experience. I have a friend, Dave Bergeron, and Dave calls his skiing his spiritual skiing, and because he's on the hill, and he's it doesn't have to be something ritualistic. It's his spiritual space on the hill, and so yeah, we get close to that, and we ask to have our old ideas removed, and we ask to be of service. When we're of service, when we're carrying a message, when we're looking after folks, when we're not self-obsessed, we're just there in service. So these are the things, and for those of us who have children, who are dads with children, we're wondering, why did we get pushed away? Often we got pushed away because we're selfish. We can't see it. It doesn't mean that that other people aren't selfish. We're not. It's not about them, though. It's about us. How can we live in love instead of living in fear? How can we live in service and concern or care for others instead of just all about me? So that's the deal. That's it. So with prayer, through presence. So I'm doing talks on Tuesday nights. Join me on Zoom. I'd love to have you join me on Zoom. You don't have to be a dad in recovery. I mean, the theme is dads in recovery, but the theme is waking up, so that we can truly be present with our kids. And Tuesday nights at 6:30. And if you want to just chat, give me a call, text me. That would be cool. Just want to mention one more thing, that we're doing a step study group on the 7th and 8th of November. You want some information about that? The step study group with Jim P, Andy C, and myself, and 3 men that have done, been active in this spiritual search. It's so interesting for me. It didn't just come. I mean, an old teacher, Paul Lowe, used to say, you can't find it by looking for it. But you won't find it if you don't look for it. and so many people in the 12-step world have gone into the depths of it because it has so much depth, and have real, true awakenings. It's there. So love you, and call or text, or if you're on YouTube, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Thank you. Love you.